$0 down sounds like a free deal, but it isn't free. It's just moving the cost from today to later. Because when you put zero down, the money doesn't disappear. It gets baked into higher monthly payments, more interest, and sometimes fees you didn't even notice. Dealers love zero down for one reason. It makes the payment look affordable while the total price quietly climbs. So in this video, we're doing this the smart way. In the next 15 minutes, you'll know exactly when a zero down deal is a smart move, and when it's a trap that keeps you stuck in car payments for years. And I'll show you the one number you must check before you sign anything, because that number decides whether zero down helps you or hurts you. When you hear zero down, it simply means you're not putting cash down as a down payment at the start. That's it. It does not automatically mean you pay nothing when you sign, because you can still be on the hook for things like taxes, title and registration, dealer documentation fees, your first month's payment, insurance requirements, and a bunch of add-ons they try to slip in, like extended warranties, paint protection, gap coverage, or dealer packages. And here's where a lot of people get played. $0 down is not the same as $0 due at signing. A dealer can advertise $0 down and still ask you to bring a few $1,000s to the table on signing day. So, before you get excited, you need to ask one simple question. Is this truly $0 due at signing, or just $0 down with other charges added on? Here are the three biggest ways a $0 down deal can quietly make you pay more. First, a higher APR. When you walk in focused on no money down, the dealer knows you're shopping by monthly payment, and that's when the rate can get nudged up, especially if your credit is average or if they mark up the lender's rate. Even 1 or 2 extra points of APR can cost you thousands over the life of the loan. Second, a longer term. To make that monthly payment look comfortable, they stretch the loan out to 72 or even 84 months. The payment drops, but the total interest you pay goes way up, and you stay in debt longer while the car keeps losing value. Third, they roll extra stuff into the loan. Instead of charging you today, they bundle fees and add-ons into your financing. Things like extended warranties, protection packages, anti-theft, tint, nitrogen tires, you name it. It doesn't feel expensive up front because you don't pay up front, but you're now paying interest on all of it. So the real trick of zero down is this. It makes the deal feel cheaper today while quietly making it more expensive over time. All right, now let's put real numbers on this, because this is the part that matters most. Imagine the same car, same price, same everything. Let's say the out-the-door amount you're financing is $30,000. Scenario A, $0 down. You finance the full $30,000. Scenario B, you put $5,000 down. Now you're only financing $25,000. Even if the APR and the term were identical, here's what changes. Your monthly payment drops, and the total interest you pay drops. Because interest is calculated based on how much money you borrow. With $0 down, you're paying interest on the largest possible balance from day one. With $5,000 down, you're immediately shrinking the loan and shrinking the interest meter that's running every single month. So the conclusion is simple. When you don't pay up front, you don't avoid the cost. You just finance more of it. And the more you finance, the more interest you pay. Period. Now we need to talk about the real danger zone with zero down. Negative equity, also known as being underwater. Here's what that means. Your car starts losing value the moment you drive off the lot, and for most cars, the drop is the fastest in the first 12 to 24 months. But when you do $0 down, especially if you roll taxes, dealer fees, and add-ons into the loan, you can start out owing close to the full amount, while the car's market value is already lower. That's how you end up in a situation where you owe more than the car is worth. And this is where people get trapped. Because when you're underwater, you can't easily sell the car or trade it in without bringing cash to cover the difference. So what happens? The dealer says, no problem. We'll roll the remaining balance into your next loan. That's called rolling over negative equity. And it feels like a solution, but it's really a reset button on the same problem. Now you're financing a new car plus the old debt. That's how people end up stuck in a cycle of car payments for years, even when they keep getting a new car. Now, I'm not saying zero down is always bad. There are situations where zero down can actually make sense. Number one, you have a truly low APR, like a manufacturer promo, 0.9%, 1.9%, maybe 2.9%, and you have strong credit so you actually qualify. When the rate is that low, keeping your cash can be a smart move. Number two, you have a real emergency fund. If you've got 3 to 6 months of essential expenses sitting in savings, then you're not depending on that down payment cash to stay afloat. You're choosing $0 down strategically, not because you're broke on signing day. Number three, you plan to keep the car for a long time. If you're buying a reliable car and you're going to drive it for years, you're less likely to get trapped by depreciation or trade-in pressure. The long-term cost matters more than the short-term payment. And number four, you can pay extra principal early. If you're disciplined and you're going to throw extra money at the loan, especially in the first year, you can shrink the balance fast and reduce the interest you'll pay over time. So the key is this: $0 down is only smart when you're using it as a strategy, not as a way to afford a car you can't actually afford. Before you sign anything on a $0 down deal, here are 7 questions you need to ask, because these questions expose the real cost instantly. Question 1. Is this $0 down or $0 due at signing? Because those are not the same thing and you need them to say it clearly. Question 2. What's the APR and is that the buy rate? The buy rate is what the lender approved. If your rate is higher than the buy rate, that's a markup. Question 3. What's the term? 60, 72, or 84 months? A longer term can make the payment look cheaper while making the car more expensive overall. Question 4. What's the out-the-door price? Not the sticker price, not the monthly payment, the full number with taxes and fees. Question 5. What fees and add-ons are included in the loan? If warranties, protection packages, or dealer fees are rolled in, you're paying interest on them. Question 6. Is there any prepayment penalty? Most auto loans don't have one, but you don't guess, you confirm. Question 7. What's the total of payments over the full term? That number is the truth, because it tells you what the car will actually cost you if you make every payment as scheduled. If you ask these 7 questions, you stop buying a car based on vibes, and you start buying based on math. Now let me give you the strategy that keeps you from getting led around by the monthly payment. Rule number 1, negotiate the out-the-door price, not the monthly payment. Because monthly payment is easy to manipulate. They can stretch the term, mark up the rate, or roll in add-ons, and the payment still looks fine. But the out-the-door price is the real number. It's the full cost with taxes and fees. Rule number 2, separate the deal into 3 parts. 1, the price of the car. 2, the financing, APR and term. 3, your trade-in value. If you mix those together, it's easy for them to give you a win in one area while taking it back in another. And if the salesperson keeps bringing you back to the payment, like, what payment are you trying to be at? You say this: show me the APR, the term, and the out-the-door price. Not trust me. Not we can make it work. Put the numbers on paper, because once you see APR, term, and out-the-door price side by side, the deal either makes sense or it falls apart immediately. So here's the bottom line. $0 down isn't automatically bad. But if you don't understand the APR, the term, what fees and add-ons got rolled into the loan, and the risk of going underwater, you will pay for it. Maybe not today, but over the next few years in higher payments and expensive decisions you didn't plan for. If you want the shortcut, drop a comment that says 0 down, and I'll reply with my 7-question checklist you should ask before you sign any car deal. And if you want me to break down a real contract, line by line, APR, term, add-ons, total cost, hit subscribe, because I'll be posting more no-hype money breakdowns like this.